87% of realtors fail within their first 5 years, and it's not because they're not working hard, but it is because they don't have a predictable and a consistent way to generate new business. And let's face it, most strategies take up too much time, they require too much effort, or they cost a fortune. But what if there was a consistent and a lazy way to get one new listing every single week without the grind? As someone who's worked with hundreds of realtors and seen the ins and outs of both 6- and 7-figure teams over the past 5 years, and who currently manages 6 figures in monthly ad budgets for my realtors, I'm going to show you the laziest way to grow your business to multi-6 figures and beyond. Today we're going to evaluate 3 very popular lead generation strategies so you'll know exactly which strategy is best for you and why. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to even share how you can scale this strategy to 1 listing per week. We're going to grade each platform across 5 categories. Number 1, how much time it takes to set up. Number 2, how much money you need to start it and, more importantly, maintain it. Number 3, how much day-to-day effort it actually takes to manage. Number 4, how easy is it to grow without adding more work? Scalability. And lastly, what are the results that you can expect? Let's dive right in. First, let's talk about meta ads, which includes both Facebook and Instagram. So these are great for realtors who are looking to get started with a low budget. But how do they perform across all of our different categories? So meta ads are very quick to set up and typically take less than 48 hours. With lead form ads, it makes it pretty easy to collect contact information without you having to build a landing page. And when you run your ads, you have the option to just use a regular image that you can just whip up on Canva or pay a freelancer 25 bucks on Fiverr and Upwork. So it's super quick to get an ad going. And if you get stuck, I got a ton of tutorials on my channel, so check them out if you're lost. Now, while static images can work, they tend to generate lower quality leads because people may not even recognize that your ad is tied to you as a brand, right? So video ads tend to work better, but they take a lot more time to produce. You got to script it, film it, edit it, and then you got to post it. The nice thing is you can choose to do either images or videos. It's up to you at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to budget, you can start off pretty low with just 20 bucks a day. So that makes meta ads the most affordable option for lead gen. Now, when it comes to managing them, meta ads require at least 1 to 2 hours per day. And the majority of that time is going to be geared towards really lead follow-up. And the high lead volume you're going to see with Facebook will bring in a lot of unqualified prospects, meaning you're going to be spending extra time filtering out all these tire kickers. And to maintain these results over time, it requires you to regularly update the ad creative, which is just the pictures you're using or the words in your ad, which can increase your costs indirectly because you have to spend your time. Time is money. Now, what I'm about to share next is where a lot of people go wrong when it comes to meta ads, the scalability. Now, scaling meta ads can be very difficult. While it's simple to increase your ad budget to reach more people, you're going to come across something called ad fatigue, which means too many people are seeing your same ads over and over, and then they become fatigued or tired of seeing your same ads over and over again. So ad fatigue requires testing out new images, videos, and ad copy. So scaling your meta ads can actually become a pretty fair bit of work. I mean, overall, meta ads provide a really high volume of leads, but the quality is going to be inconsistent. So you'll need to put in significant effort to convert these leads into appointments. And typically the industry average of closing rates is around 1%, meaning for every 100 leads that you're going to get, you're only looking at 1 deal. So you're putting in a pretty fair amount of work for pretty minimal results. Now, this strategy is really only recommended for newer realtors who might not have the budget to commit to other platforms and who might want to get some extra practice of just working with online leads. Next, let's look at Google Ads, where you can target people who are actively searching for terms like sell my house fast. Now, Google, also known as PPC, Google Pay-Per-Click, these campaigns take a little bit longer to set up. You're probably looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, as you'll need to do some keyword research and create a high converting landing page. Now, this process is more technical, but once it's running, it's very effective at capturing search traffic from people actively searching to sell their homes on Google. Now, I really wish more people knew what I'm about to share with you because I see this mistake so often, and realtors who don't know it are essentially just burning their ad spend. Google PPC is probably the most expensive option to run ads. You will likely need at least $100 a day to compete in most markets. And the high cost per click, especially in saturated areas, makes it really difficult to justify running Google ads with a smaller budget. And the reason why is because Google works on a pay-per-click or a bidding system. What that means is that there are only so many searches for certain keywords every single day. So you are essentially bidding against other people who want to rank for the same keywords. And the more people who are trying to rank, the more money you're going to pay for every single click. Now, Google PPC works well for buyer leads because there are typically more people looking to buy a home online by browsing online listings compared to those who are looking to sell. So keep in mind that seller leads can also be more expensive. Again, this is going to depend on your specific market. Now, when it comes to the time investment, you're likely still going to be spending at least 60 to 90 minutes a day calling leads because Google ads still bring in a pretty fair amount of volume. And this doesn't even include the time you're going to spend managing your campaigns in terms of testing your keywords and in terms of testing your landing page headlines. Now, lead quality in my experience has also been pretty mixed, as some users who are clicking your ads, they don't really fully understand what they're clicking on, leading to awkward follow-ups like the, who are you? Why are you calling? I don't remember clicking your ad. And that's because people click on stuff and then go to another page, and then they go to another page, and they don't remember what they clicked because there's no personalization with Google ads. Like, there's no video. So people might see your website URL and your logo, but that's really it. Now, when it comes to scaling I would say is of medium difficulty because increasing your ad spend can bring in more traffic, but also drives up higher costs. And high lead volume means that you have to follow up with more unqualified prospects. So overall, Google PPC is really only recommended for teams and solo realtors who have a large budget or they have the team and the resources to be able to help call and qualify leads. Because again, lead quality can be mixed. And the costs on the seller side are definitely much higher and typically not recommended for Google PPC campaigns. If you are running buyer campaigns, though, this is a strategy that can work, but just be prepared to call a lot of leads. Finally, let's talk about our last platform. It's definitely the most underrated and unsaturated strategy by far. And of course, we're talking about YouTube ads. YouTube ads are video ads that target viewers based on both their intent and behavior, which makes them incredibly effective for realtors who want to stand out in their market. YouTube ads do take the longest to set up, though, compared to the other platforms, usually at least 2 weeks. This involves a lot of upfront work like scripting, filming, and editing a compelling video ad. You'll also need to do targeting research to find the right audience, and not to mention still build out a landing page that converts. Now, while this setup process might take a bit longer, remember you only need to do it once. And when you think of the high barrier to entry, because of all these factors, it just means that many more realtors will not be willing to put in the work. And if you're watching this video, then you're already ahead of all the others. Now, when it comes to budget, YouTube ads can be surprisingly cost effective, starting at just $50 per day, because there's so much less competition compared to Google pay-per-click. And because YouTube ads allow you to market to what they call in-market audiences, these are people like homeowners or people who are looking to purchase a home soon, you're not competing directly with keyword targeting. So your costs can be a lot lower. Now, here's where YouTube ads really shine. Managing your campaigns takes practically no time. Really, you only have to spend about 15 to 30 minutes per day to manage the system. Now, why? Because the leads you generate are hyper qualified. These are people who've already seen your face, they've heard your voice, and they know that you're a realtor. That means when you call them, they're a lot more receptive because they feel like they already know, like, and trust you. And instead of generating 5 to 10 leads a day like you would with Facebook or Google, with YouTube, you only need to generate 3 to 5 hyper-qualified leads every single week. So the time investment is much lower for the same, if not the better end result of landing a listing. Now, scaling your YouTube ads is ridiculously easy. Unlike Meta ads or Google PPC, you don't need to constantly create new content or deal with ad fatigue. If you want to grow, you simply just increase your budget, and YouTube's targeting system takes care of the rest. Really, it's a quality game over the quantity game. You're not chasing unqualified leads. Instead, you're connecting with people who are ready to work with you. Overall, YouTube ads produce the highest quality lead of any platform. These leads are intent-based, meaning they're actively searching for your services. They're not just passively browsing. They trust you more from the start, which gives you a huge edge in starting meaningful conversations that ultimately leads to you closing more deals. So if you're a realtor looking for the laziest way to grow your business predictably while getting high quality results, YouTube ads are hands down the best strategy. Now, let's break down how you can get one listing a week using YouTube ads. Now, the cost per new listing typically averages around $1,500, but can range from as low as $600 to $3,000, depending on factors like your follow-up speed, your scripting skills, and your local market conditions. Here's a quick example though. If you spend $1,500 to get a new listing and aim for 4 listings a month, you'd allocate $6,000 per month or $200 a day in ad spend. Assuming each listing generates $10,000 in GCI, that's $40,000 in revenue from a $6,000 ad spend. A pretty incredible return on ad spend of over 6x. Now, the average returns that we see for our realtors running YouTube ads ranges on the lowest end at about 3x, and the highest I've seen it is actually 13x, believe it or not. But typically, the average is between 5 and 7x on a 6-month time frame. Hope I didn't just throw too many numbers at you. Now, easier said than done. In order to get to this point, you need to know your metrics. And I'm not just talking about cost per lead. What you need to know beyond that is cost per lead, cost per appointment, and ultimately your close rate. And once you know these metrics, scaling becomes really simple math. Because YouTube ads are so easy to scale, it makes it really predictable for you to say, hey, I'm going to put X amount in and get Y amount back out. Now, if you are ready to dominate your market with YouTube ads, click the link below. You can schedule a free 15-minute blueprint session with me where I will personally audit your existing strategies and give you a blueprint to scale confidently using paid ads. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.